So we're going to assume that I have finished and I've saved, and this is exactly the way I want. Obviously, I would not want to pass this in with just one thing on here, but let's just assume you have it all done. Don't forget to make sure your name is on here too. So add your name. I changed the color of mine. You don't have to do that, but you do need your name on here. And I'm going to click the share button now. So some of you might think that you can copy this link up here, but if you did do that, what would happen is I wouldn't be able to open the file. So in order to share something, you usually have to find there's some type of share somewhere in the software. So you have to look for that. Copying this will just give someone else the login screen, which is not what you want. So right now it comes up with this window, and I only want you to click on this Get Shareable link. And later on, we're going to see how you can use that for different projects. But right now, we just want to get a shareable link, and we're going to make sure that you don't want to have me be able to edit your file because I can't determine your circle of competence. You're doing it yourself. Like, you get to self-select. You know yourself better than anybody. So you don't want anybody else to have access to this file. So you're going to click on that little down arrow, and you're going to just say that anyone with the link can view it. And then you're going to copy that link. And once you've done that, you're going to go back over to Google Classroom. And if you don't have it all the way opened up, make sure that you do. And you're going to click Add or Create, and you're adding a link. And then you're going to paste the link. So I'm going to right click here, and I'm going to hit Paste. You might do the Control V to paste. So there's many different ways that you can paste. And then I'm going to click Add Link. So now I have the link added on here, but I'm still not quite done. There's more I need to do. So I'm going to go back to the circle of competence, and I'm just going to say done for this. The last step is that I want you to be able to export this as an image file. And you're going to go to File. So any program, I made my daughter repeat this 1,000 times, any modern program can be converted into another modern program. So we can take this Lucidchart program and we can create it into something else. So we're going to go down, and so usually there's an export, and then usually it's under that file menu. So once you know software well, you're going to start looking for things like that. So you're going to do File Export, and the image file that I want you to export it as is a PNG. And down here, they have a PNG with the transparent background, which is kind of cool. So if you did something and you wanted to put it, so this will be something that you might want to choose. But I don't mind today if we just do a regular PNG, it's going to put white in the background. So whichever one you want, this one will keep the transparency, and this one will just add the white. So whichever you choose, you're going to click on it, and it's going to show you what it looks like. So this one, it'll show you this is the white background. And then if I went back here and I did the file, we'll see if it shows me the transparent. So I'm going to click transparent. So you can't tell here that it's transparent, but if I exported it and there was transparency behind it, then this white stuff wouldn't show. So if I put it on a background of blue, then you wouldn't see the white. And so this all looks fine for me, and I'm just going to click the download button. So now it's generating the file, and then as soon as it downloads, I'm going to get a pop-up window, and I'm going to click this Show in Folder because I want to see where it's saving to. So it's going to save it automatically to our Downloads folder. We don't get to switch where that goes. It's going into your files, so it's automatically going into your drive, but we want to move it into a particular folder. So I have already created in my Google Drive for my student, there is a Computer Science for Innovators and Makers folder. So I already have that. We're going to do that at the beginning of class. So I'm going to assume that you guys have that done already, and we're going to do more with file management. But so now I want to move this into that particular folder. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to click on a down arrow here so that I can open up all of my Drive folders so I can see it right there. And I'm just going to click and hold, and I'm going to drag over and let go. And so now it moved it to my computer science folder. So that's perfect. That's just what I want. So I'm going to close that. So I've downloaded it. I've saved it where I wanted it to go. Now I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click Add or Create. And I am this time going to add a Google Drive file. Now for you guys, because if you're using a Chromebook, Google Drive is going to work the same way as File. If you're on a computer, then anything that's in your Google Drive, you'll have to upload things to your Google Drive, and then you would attach it that way. Versus a file is anything that's downloaded on your computer. But we want to keep everything in our Google Drive folders for this class. And so that way, no matter what you're using, it's going to follow you. So when I click on the Google Drive folder, it's going to show me the recent things first. And so it's going to have a bunch of stuff. I could go directly to my drive because I know that I've organized it a certain way. But I'm just going to click on this one, and you can see this one's the transparent, so I actually did it twice. And this one is the one with the white background, just so you can see the difference between the two files. So if I'm going to attach the transparent one, and I'm going to click Insert, and now that's added. So I have in my file that I'm going to submit, I have one link and I have one image file. And then I'm going to double check to make sure. So for mine, geez, I didn't have my 8 skill. So I might go back and fix that. For the formatting, yeah, I totally did that. So I updated the formatting. So I know I'm set for that. And again, don't forget you can open these up to remind you what all of the words mean. So your font does not appear exactly as the default value. You changed a minimum of one feature. Okay, so I did that. I made it bigger. I changed the color blue, and actually I tilted it. So I did a few features. The link is attached to Google Classroom. You got it. I put the link in there. The file is attached to Google Classroom. Yes, I did that as well. And so now I can click Turn it in. And so it's going to say, okay, I'm going to submit these two assignments. And I say, yep, and I'm going to turn them both in.